M0FXB, it's August 2025. Let's download and set up wFview with my ICOM 7300. Go to this link. It is an open source project for Kenwood and ICOM radios, but it does work with some other devices. If you've got a Xiegu X6 200/100, give this one a go. I may do some videos. So hit download just here. You'll get the zip there, just run the zip in the normal way. And it opens up to the setup page. So initially I am doing this via USB cable, so plug that cable into the back of your ICOM 7300. Of course you can use 705, 7610, I think 7760 is it, and similar radios. If you look here, you can see the printer style connector just there on my mouse is sort of square type, so plug your cable in there, other end into your PC. This type cable, they're only about £5. So the idea eventually is that we can have this lovely full screen scope. In this video I'm going to start doing it just with a USB connection, but eventually we can actually activate a server and go, we can leave our we can leave our ICOM 7300 in our shack, and then we can use a laptop anywhere or a browser to access this same window and control the radio. Once connected, if you right click on your Windows squares, right click here, and of course you need to run the drivers for your ICOM. I'll put a link to them in as well, just here, and then scroll down, tick the box, and then download and run the drivers. So I'm just going to follow the prompts now. So we'll go next. I'll try and leave everything as default. Next. Next. Accept. Next. I think this is the new way of installing. I don't remember doing this a couple of years ago. Next. It says that all required information is now available to begin installing. Okay. And then go yes, and it's installing, unpacking. You see all the details there if you want them. And you know, you can set this up on a Raspberry Pi, I believe. Let's go next. And finish. So now if we go start, we have a shortcut. Click it here. Allow access. Now here it's given us the chance to use our Ethernet, USB port, serial port on this PC, or Wi-Fi. So for now I'm going to go USB port on the PC and go next. It says you will now be taken to the radio access page under settings. Please fill in the relevant details for this connection type. Then click finish. I'll double check my COM port, right click device manager. And there you are. It says Silicon Labs CP210 and it's COM4, so we know that. I'm just going to select COM4 then. There is an auto selection there. There it is there, COM4, and it actually says, look, IC7300, so it's detecting it. Default baud rate of 115/200. If I go to the cable, so back right click device manager. And where is it? Ports. Double click. There it is there. Silicon Labs. Right click, properties. And I'm going to go port settings. And look, I'm just going to change that to this so it's the same. 115/200. Click OK. Just so they match. And it says here PTT type. So I'm going to leave that CIV. So the only thing I actually changed on the radio, I went menu, went to set, went to connectors, and then up and down CIV. It does say data mode USB there. And 115200. Didn't actually change anything else. CIV baud rate is on auto there. CIV address 94H, I didn't change that. CIV transceive is on. So these are my settings. And then I have selected tick here, manual radio CIV address, and I've put in 94 there. Then I clicked connect at the bottom here. Let's move me out the way. It says connect to radio. So I just clicked that, and then I heard the radio physically connect. You can see that. And this will be as good as your cable. You can see my waterfall gain has gone higher. So I would say definitely make sure you screen the cable. And I feel like I can probably adjust that anyway. Just by hitting the reflector, hitting the gain, and then just, yeah, I can bring it down. All those lines on the screen, you know, there's something in this room that's coming up the cable. So I'll have to just tinker with that. But if I now go to the other page, so I just minimize this, and here, if you look, you've got the user interface, so you can change all your colors. There's your radio settings. And these are all, I haven't changed these. You've got your radio server, which I want to try and get working. That's where it will, even though we're connected via USB, it will send out an IP address that we can connect to with the right parameters. And I got a feeling I can do that with SDR control, but let me try that one out. You've got external control here. So yeah, I would say, but I'm going to, again, this is the same as what I've just said. I'm going to try and use the external server, DX cluster and experimental. So let me learn on that. So now let's just see if if we've connected to the radio. If you can't see how to get to the radio, you can minimize this page, or at the bottom where wFview is listed, you'll see that there's actually two windows open. Hover over one and look on the left there we are, fully connected. And nice big screen there. And like I said, we can configure all the colors here. So let's just see if we've got cat control. Let's move, just going to take my radio out a minute. I'll just put it over here so you know it's still connected. Now let's just try and change the frequency. So we've got like a virtual VFO here. Let's just tune. And you can see, I can see here that that's completely controlling. And this is just one cable, remember? Like so. And let's try the RF gain. So we've got these sliders here. That's obviously working. And volume, yeah, I'm not sure if you can hear that, but volume is working. And then we've got squelch, MA, what's MA? TX power, monitor, transmit. Let's just try that. Yeah, 1 2 1 2 test. So it did transmit. Whether it's picking up the microphone is another matter, but it did go into TX. I'm going to enable here, little small box, enable ATU. It turns that on. Hear that? It's tuning. Get the powers low. Just over here, we've got VFO A and B. Just next to the frequency here. Frequency step. Just there. 1 hertz. Like so. Signal meter here. And a lot of that noise, I don't normally get that noise. It's coming from the cable connection. Let's try the power off and on. Get the warning. And I'm going to go yes. And it's powered it off. Let's power it back on. There you go. F lock here, RIT, receive increment tuning. At the bottom, we've got about. Thank you very much to wFview. My settings that we looked at. So there is a shortcut to settings there. I feel like I'm going to need to, well, I definitely want to change some of the colors that we've got here. Radio settings. It says here data mod inputs. And it just says my MIC at the moment. Data off modulation input. Let me just get it before let me do another video learning how to actually transmit. That's external control. Enable rig CTLD. It says here enable USB controllers. So I think that's enough. This is just to get you connected, I feel. There goes the news. See what other controls I'm seeing. Preamp 1 and 2, attenuator, mode. So we can, there you go, changing the modes. Filters. Filters 1, 2, and 3, and says here, sharp and soft, clear peaks. Oh, you've got another little slider here. Did you see that? Move that over. So it looks like we've got some sliders for the actual display. Let's try this one. Yeah, you can see it moving up, the yellow arrow. What's that one? Oh, that's better, isn't it? It looked cleaner. Not on the radio, but on this display it looked cleaner. Speed, fast. Let's go mid. Is that, what does that one say? Theme? Let's go for night. See what it does. Oh, so you can change the colors, not on the radio, but on, you know. So that's pretty cool that you can do that. Change the colors. Most will go for the one called Jet. And what's that bottom one? Scope. God, I can't even read that. Oh, it sort of stopped. What else are we looking at? Main band here. Transmit. Does someone tell me this? Oh, look at that. Radio status. Waterfall plot time, spectrum plot time, UDP. And we've got a local user IP address. That's interesting. I wonder what happens if I actually log into that. If I load the you know, the wFview to say another device and then try and log into that. More learning on that. But that's interesting. It does say here AF and modulation, so I feel like I've still got to set that up. And there's a log. wFview log. At the bottom was seeing, says debug, com debug, rig CT debug. This is all very techy. Scroll down, clear open log, copy path, and send to 10 bin. That's way above my head. Right, frequency. Ah, we can type the frequency. Okay, that's good. So at the bottom, you've got this window that says frequency. So we could probably just go enter here and go 710. Oh, I didn't put a dot in, did we? Oh, well, we'll just do it anyway. Yeah, it did it anyway. So let's go 14200. No, too quick. Let's try that again. Enter. Oh, it did start to do it. So 14.200. Enter. That's better. So yeah, that's how you enter a frequency. You can click go here. Noise blanker, noise reduction. IP plus, Vox. We've got memories here. Memories are considered an experimental feature. Please make sure you have a backup of your radio. Okay. And there you are. Now I've not added any memory, so yeah, how do we add one? Disable editing. Start scan. Okay, do you see that? I'll show you the radio. Obviously there's no memories in, but when I did start scan, yeah, it's gone into actual scan mode, which the radio does independently anyway. So you can control the scan. CSV. I'm just going to have a little look, see if I can just get the microphone working. Right, I just discovered something. Now, when you use the RSBA1 software, you can get this controller, because the radio is actually quite a distance from me. Sorry, it's not the brightest you can see. It's quite a distance from me, the radio. It's like 2-3 foot away from me. But look, now, normally you need the RSBA1 to use this, but you can't just plug it into the radio, which I always wonder why you can't do that. Pretty sure. Let me just check to see if you can. I can't see that you can. You have to plug it into your PC. So I suppose even now I'm still plugging it into my PC, but it's working. So if you look here, so let's get rid of that glare. See if we can just. It's a bit ugly, the glare, isn't it? So you'll see that I'm changing the frequency now. Not sure what else. And transmitting, yeah. 1, 2, test, yeah. So it did enable to me to just do it again so you can see. So I'm just faffing here a bit, but la 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 la, change the frequency, and then now I really like these because you can buy these for they are, you know, they're not cheap. They're about 150, I think, but they get the RSBA1 software included, and this is a solid metal device, really nice quality VFL. I actually use it as a stand so often for leaning things against or holding things up, but when I do use it with the radio, I love it. So, and you can 705, it works, and so yeah. So let me just show you what I did to get it working. It was very simple. Now let's see if I can just minimize this. So if I unenable, you'll see it vanishes. Yeah. So all I did was clicked enable, set USB, and it just literally found it. Yeah. Straight away, this whole image came up. Sensitivity, page 1, you got some things, but I just clicked, it says connected straight away, click OK. And then we go back to our window. And then I'll just turn it again, and you can see everything's tuning. So I'm going to do some more videos on this. But to me, this video is more just me setting it up. Now, it's because I feel like they've improved the setup process. It is virtually August now, 2025. So it's the most recent sort of setup one. The next thing I want to do is link this to my SDR control software, which that's separate software that you have to pay for, just to see if it will. Because once you've got the USB connection to wFview, then with knowledge and learning and hard work, you can then send out the, let's call it the Wi-Fi signal of your radio, and other things can connect to it. Thanks for watching so far. Remember, I'm learning with you, but we got this one connected, and the next video is going to show me transmitting. I'm going to find a cable that does not get all that interference. I do have another connection here I could just quickly try. Let's just unplugged it live. If I get into a different connector, it might be better. Just check that COM port's not the same. It's the same. And as you know, finish now if you want. I'm just faffing. So right click, device manager. And that has cleaned up the scope actually. So let's just go, if the COM port number is the same. Okay. So in theory, let's see if we can just reconnect a minute. Down here, I'm getting an error. I feel like the COM port did change because it said it's the wrong number. Yeah, so what I'm getting, if I tap the screen, I've got the waterfall reflector level. If I lower it, the radio looks better, as you can see. But it does weaken it on the software as well. So I need to just get a better cable. I've got a couple of cables here. Let me find one. But thanks for watching. Bye.